Like unless you're like a super tank or something.
I mean, I've got freezing arrow. I stand
especially with Infector of Souls and
like right there. I just died. You know.
How did you die from Grand Visor of Chaos?
I didn't open the door.
They all exploded and then I died.
He's like the baby one. Like he's the one that doesn't do anything.
You go to him first because he's easy.
My character died to him. You know. Apparently he does something.
What was that Veil run where the first wave killed somebody? We were picking on him.
Colenso. Somebody died to Colenso while we were doing a Veil run.
Mine are minus 30 across the board.
And everybody was laughing at Colenso. Like,
so your resistances are probably all max. Mine
are all max.
But I don't have dodge, avoid, and evade though. And my shield doesn't block spells.
My energy shield.
I've got a bow and arrow. What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't need a shield. Zon doesn't need a shield.
Yeah, you don't need a shield. You're over there Xena warrior princessing. Yeah, you're like...
Well, he would if he had all 3 points. All 3 evades. They're passive.
Yeah, I don't have a point on evade yet. It's avoid.
They're the freebie skills. You don't even have to use them.
Well, at least if you have the first 2, you'll be safe if you stand still.
I've got
the
dodge max.
The third one. The third one is the one that protects you while you're running.
Okay.
So don't stand there.
So right now, if you move, you lose all your defenses.
When I died right there, I was standing still. And what happened was they all exploded. It looked like most of them died. And when they all died, I died.
I mean,
that's when you're like, let me look at his name.
When you have low resistances, Frost Nova is like your biggest enemy.
Yeah,
if they're cold enchanted, half the time you'll just die from Frost Nova.
Yeah, so that's what killed me.
How?
And it's such a weak skill too.
It wasn't just one monster's Frost Nova. They all died at once, and it was like they all triggered Frost Nova, and then I died. And frankly,
I went
at level 84, that didn't bother me because I didn't lose any XP, and I'm not done with my character yet. Like,
you're only
if
level
I was
84,
really
you'll be
worried
fine.
about it, I would go do my skill point quest and get another 12 skill points. I'd go do my resistance quest, and I'd get my 30% extra res, and I would go deal with it. But I don't care because my whole point of doing this is to get to level 90 and then respec and do all that. And until then,
that seems painful.
A boring rush to 90, though. I mean, it's like,
it's very painful.
This guy sucks. It's like dragging your dead body of a character through the game.
Yeah, that's how I've done it, because I don't want to
come on, dude.
I don't want to
He's got 5 HP. Let's just drag him along.
No, I've got 1,000. It's not the HP that's the problem. It's the resistances.
Yeah, it's just the way of building.
I think if I had...
Seems backwards.
It is backwards. That's why he's
like putting all your furniture in the house in the middle of the field and then building the house around it.
It's a backwards build because it's a rush. It's not a proper build. Is you properly go through the game and you properly do everything. Yeah, but nothing about a rush is proper if you didn't know. It's
were you just rebuilding another character that you already had, or?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about a rush character.
You didn't know. So I have 15 characters this season. I've got a level 95. And then I've got one of each character that's almost at level 90, and I got all the gear for all of my characters with my level 95. And so then all I had to do was G-rush one of each character that already had all the gear for it that I already got with my level 95 that I properly built. And then the whole point is just to, as quickly as I can, G-rush each of them to between 80, 85, and 90, and then put on their gear and then spec. And yeah, there's a couple painful spots, but from 0 to 70 isn't painful at all. 70 to 86, a little more painful, but at that close to the finish line, it's like...
That's all the fun, 0 to 70 is like...
I'm biting the bullet between levels 80 and 90, and then I get to put on all my gear and be a god.
But here's the thing that's really stupid though, and it's bugging me because you're just being silly for no reason. Normal and nightmare difficulty are easy. Like you could easily go back and you could get your 4 skill points from normal. You could easily go back and get your scroll from normal difficulty. You could literally walk through there and punch things, and you would be fine. But you're refusing to do so, which has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I do things in a particular order, and the order that I chose to do things is static. So I'm choosing to do it the same way on every character.
And it's stupid.
One of the ways that I chose
it's absolutely stupid.
Is to hit the level that I want to hit before I do the specking, because I don't want to.
This isn't specking. This is literally going and grabbing your skill points from normal difficulty, which you can do with ease at level 70, at level 60, at level 50, at level 80. Like, you're basically refusing to do anything to make your character any better. That is super easy to do.
Yeah. On the G-Rush characters,
even on a G-Rush character, if you get a character G-Rush to 80, you get your character G-Rush to 80, and then you go back and you do your quests.
Hold on, there's no even on a... It's not an even. I only do this on a G-Rush character, and I'm telling you the way that I do it.
And I'm telling you that it's stupid.
I've made 15 of them this season, and you may think that's stupid, and I respect that.
It is so easy to go back to normal difficulty and pick up your quests. It's like literally, it's so easy. It's like literally bending over and picking up a piece of paper. And you're basically refusing to bend over and pick up a piece of paper.
If you would like to listen, I'm happy to explain to you.
I've heard your explanation. It's stupid.
You haven't. I haven't.
It just doesn't seem like it's any fun to me. That's all I'm saying.
It's a lot of fun. I've been playing since day one.
It's so stupid.
And most people stop playing, so really don't know what you guys are going on about.
Well,
but yeah. So what I do is I get my character from level 1 to level 60, and then I do ancients. And then I get them to level 90, or maybe 80. And then I put on all my gear. And then I play the game by myself. And I go and do all my quests. Get all my skill points. Do all the reses. And I don't do any of that stuff until after I hit the level that I want to hit with that character. That way I have enough skill points and all that stuff when I go to do it. And it may seem a little counterintuitive, but because I've done it the same way 15 times this season, it was easier for me to do the same thing, albeit less optimal, 15 times in a row, than to try to constantly re-optimize it each time I tried to do it. And it turned out that what I did wasn't that bad, if with the end goal in mind, which is this. Have one of each character, level 90, with every waypoint, with every quest done, with every skill and gear. And how I get there might be a little bit messy, but if I'm able to get to the finish line before the end of the season, which I'm pretty much there, then I'll have succeeded. And I'm getting to that point with the end in mind. And yeah, the middle point might look a little messy, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But I have the end in mind, and I'm going to reach my goal. I've actually already almost hit my goal, and since I set a goal and I'm hitting a goal, that's not a failure. That's a success. And since I didn't quit,
I don't think it's a failure.
Other people quit, playing the game altogether, and I haven't. Obviously, I'm having fun doing it. And is there a better way to have done it? Yeah, sure. I'm new to this game. This is the first time I played this game this season since I was a kid. Sure. I'm not claiming that the way that I made one of each character is the most efficient way to do it. But at the end of the season, I'll be able to say I made one of each character that's at level 90 plus. And then I'll have one character that's I'm trying to get to level 99.
But you didn't make a character of 90 plus. You got multiple characters G-rushed to 90 plus, which is a completely different story. So you didn't actually play those characters to 90.
No, you don't get a character rush to 90.
You didn't actually play those characters to 90.
No, you don't get a character rush.
You got all the equipment for the characters. You put all the equipment on the character. You got the character rushed to the level and then put the equipment on the character. It's completely different. It's like having your dad buy you a car and then saying that you bought the car.
You only get the character rushed to a certain point, but once you put the gear on and then you start leveling, from there, that's all you.
No, it's not.
Well, to me, it's like a relationship with each character. And it seems like what you're doing is going right to your 50-year honeymoon anniversary.
I've got my level 95 character that I didn't rush at all. I just went through the game normally. And I set a goal from the beginning that I wanted one of each character by the end of the season, level 90. And I wanted that because I didn't have any off-season characters at all. And I want to do PvP. And I thought it would be nice to have one of each character around level 90 plus.
And do you know how long it takes you to level up a character legitimately? One day. If you spent 1 day on each character, you still would have had plenty of time.
It takes 3 days to get my character to level 90 with rushes. So I'm not sure how you do it 1 day without.
You're not killing anybody. You're not killing enough people.
I have new character days basically where I go over new characters and we literally walk the entire game from beginning to end, like literally going out of our way to kill more stuff that is needed.
So that's what I did day 1 of season.
And literally with us deliberately going out of our way to make it more difficult. I'm talking.
Okay, but I
will just remove you from the server. Okay, you're not going to talk over me. You're not going to talk over me. You are talking over me.
Okay.
Literally, with us going out of our way to go as slow as humanly possible, we still would hit around level 90 in 3 days. You can hit level 90 in 1 day.
Is it my turn to speak now?
I don't know. You've been saying the same thing over and over again. Do you have anything new to add to the conversation other than this is the way that I'm doing it?
Yeah. The first 2 weeks of ladder, I was in the top 2,000. I was the first 2,000 people to hit level 93. It took 2 weeks.
Yes, because nobody has any equipment. Because nobody is doing anything. Because literally you have no gear from other characters to pull from.
From the minute
you're talking about taking your secondary character, your third character, your fourth character, your 15th character, and you're talking about G-rushing them, and there's absolutely no reason to, because you literally have a wealth of equipment to pull from to make that entire walk all the way up super easy.
Yeah, but that's not the way I decided to do it, and I decided to just stick with the way that I set out doing it from the beginning and just keep that formula, even though other formulas might be better. I explained that earlier.
I mean, it sounds like it works, but are you playing? Like when you're playing the game, or you got enough gear to have fun and play like up to?
These are all my off characters. My main character, I didn't G rush at all or do anything like that. It's just that I knew from how much time it took me 2 weeks of raw, non-rushed, regular play to get to level 93, right? And I'm like, well, if I want to do that 6 more times, 6 times 2, there's not enough time in the season to even do that if I want to also get to level 98 or 97 or anything like that on my main character. So in my mind, my immediate decision week 1 was like, well, if I want to get there, this is how I'm gonna do it, and then I just followed that. And yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Ginger. Yeah, is there better ways to do it? Yeah.
I feel like you are disagreeing with me. I feel like every single time you repeat the same exact statement of, are there better ways to do it? Yeah. But did I do it my way? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the answer to that question is that you're literally complaining. Like you're with us right now.
I didn't complain.
And you're literally complaining about your low resistances. You're dying over and over again. You're literally yes, you have been. You're literally going through the process of literally playing a character that is subpar when you can literally spend like 10 minutes and go and bring up your resistances, and like 10 minutes and go and get some more skills.
I think we were picking on it.
You make a comment when I die, and I make a defensive comment explaining why I died. I died because my resistances are low, or X reason. I never once did I die, and on my own without anyone else saying something was I like, oh man, fuck, I died. Because I know that I have low resistances, and I know that my character's not spec'd correctly, and I know that I'm not even going to bother doing any of that until I hit level 90.
But you're not a level 20 character. You're not a level 2 character running around in Chaos Sanctuary. You dying on a regular basis isn't acceptable. Like, it's something that we go through as a process to prevent other people from dying.
I just watched one of you guys die too,
So, of course, when you die, we're going to make a comment on it because we're trying to prevent you from dying. So if you come into a game on a character that's a high-level character and you're dying over and over again, we're going to try and do something to fix it.
Okay, that's fine.
And then we find out that literally you have the means within yourself to like literally spend 10 minutes and fix it, and you've basically decided not to.
Yeah, because I'm level 82, and there's a cost versus benefit calculation in my mind going.
There is absolutely no reason why running your normal resistance quest is going to hurt the way that you're building your character.
It's not. It's not. You're right. But I haven't done it because I'm like, well, I'm level 84. I started at level 82. I'm still leveling. So I'm like, why? When I can just do what I've been doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yeah, maybe I die a little bit extra, but we're in softcore. And I just watched him die too, and we're not grilling him. Why am I being grilled?
Because he has his resistance quests? Because he's only in Act 4? Because literally he doesn't have access to the third resistance quest like you do? Because literally he's gone through the process of trying to make his character stronger so that he can actually survive?
What's wrong with deciding to do it in a different process if you want to just stay committed to the process? Like, yeah, it's not the best process. It's not an efficient process, but at
this point, the conversation is over because it's basically just you screaming out, "I'm not wrong," and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay. I'm telling you that what you're doing is stupid, and I'm going to hold by that 100%.
But that's an opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. That would be like your house is on fire. Your house is literally burning down. There's a fire extinguisher right there, and you go, I'm not going to put the fire out. And then you go, well, somebody else goes, hey, there was a fire extinguisher right there. Why didn't you put the fire out? And you're like, well, that's just my process. My process is just not to put the fire out. Let the house burn down, then claim the insurance, and then I get a new house. See?
It's just you and me left. You still there, Daniel?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
What game did you go into?
Number 15.
Oh, you missed the skip 14. I think what I was just getting ready to point out is it's a lot less fun for the people you're playing with if you're not actually playing. If you're playing with us, you're trying, right?
I mean, that is also a very good point. Like, if you're in a situation where you're playing with other people, like, say if you have somebody who's mooching, at least they're mooching. Like, at least if you have, like, a level 22 character who's running with you, at least he's mooching. Like, when you have a level 82 character with you and he's dying all the time because he hasn't gotten any skill points, he hasn't gotten any of his resistance quests, because he hasn't done any of his stat point quests, and he literally is refusing to put his points in until he hits level 93, that's insane.
Well, I just don't know how you play like that. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I know you're rushing. I know that's what you're doing. You're rushing. But, like, are you just walking around clicking stuff? Because, like, what can you do if you're so underpowered on purpose? Those aren't horrible resistances, though. I don't know. Like I said,
it's just so dumb. So that is who I thought it was. He changed his name.
We're just kind of getting rushed, I guess. I mean, you hear me sometimes picking on the boys because I'm like playing in a players 3 game. I was like, y'all are making the game harder. But you're not helping because you're sitting in town.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Inventory and stuff.
You have a question, Lion? What's your question, man? I think my fire extinguisher analogy was dead on. I think that's why he left.
I die because I'm a Ballsley MF. My Zon, I run right up in the middle of everything. Oh, wow. My sword, I'm standing right in the middle of everything.
Just found an all resistance 15 jewel with 11 to 31 fire damage on it.
Oh, crazy.
That's pretty
sexy. I think the highest I've gotten is 13 this season.
Is it possible to find a 4-socketed scythe on Nightmare Cows? I would imagine so. You can find 4-socket crystal swords in cows. It depends on what the number of sockets is for a scythe. The thing about cows, though, is that normal cows doesn't actually drop them. You have to actually take them to Larzik and get them socketed. So you'll never actually find physically a 4-socket crystal sword, for instance, from the cows. You have to find a white crystal sword, and you have to take it to Larzik and get it socketed. You might be able to do the same thing with a scythe. I've never actually tested that before, though. In fact, I probably wouldn't do a scythe because I believe you can also find the what is it called? The next. It's like the next up from the scythe. I can't remember what that one is.
War scythe, grim scythe.
Well, each one is different, and there's 2 different sets of scythes. So I want to double check. The battle scythe. You might be able to find a battle scythe in normal cows and then socket that instead. The thing is, though, is it has to be just the right eye level to get 4 sockets. And if it's just a little bit too high, it might end up with 5. And then 5 is obviously not the number of sockets that you want.
Don't stand right there. Oh, there's a flail. Oh, I need a flail for my Hoto. Is it the right sockets? What was a Hoto flail? 4 sockets?
Winged axe. Ariel.
Is it?
Oh my god, we just found a holy grail item.
Is that like really hard to find?
Yes. So the unique winged axe is a throwing item that's specifically used for throwing characters, or throwing barbarians mainly. And it repairs itself, so finding the ethereal version is the superior version. It rolls between 150 and 210% on the ED, and we rolled 202. And it's ethereal. This is literally like a GG level item. It the damage on it combined with all the other effects is just really sweet.
So I need this Twitch through.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch too. Silent Sound Bad. Yeah, I have a Nightbot on both Twitch and YouTube. It's kind of imperative because there's so many bots and like crazy things going on. I also programmed Nightbot to have a whole bunch of other commands.
Trying to think, since I got this Death's Fathom, if I even need to make a Hoto.
He left the server.
Yeah. It sounds like a collection of characters, but I don't know. I mean, like I collect Transformers. I like to collect them and put them together and get all the pieces. I don't just buy like mint and sealed box ones.
Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've gotten so many complaints about him because literally he just scoops up every single item, and of course he needs every single item because he's making 15 different characters.
Well, if it's the same guy that I think it was, whatever that Andariel's Visage or whatever the demon head was that got swooped up that one time, that's where it went. We're doing bail runs, and items just go. They go. She go.
God bless it. That's a lot of fanaticism and might. And amp damage. Holy Jesus. My poor little Merc went bye-bye.
Sorry, I didn't telly with you.
Oh, that's no big deal. I'm gonna go grab my Merc real quick there. That's insane up there.
Poor little Merc. I don't know. I mean, how do you build a character like that? You just have a plan and you're just shooting for the end of the plan, like the whole time.
I mean, the way he's explaining it is it's absolutely insane. It's like here's my character. I'm gonna get him to level 70, right? If I G-rushed a character to level 70, that's a pretty good spot to take a breath, to stop. You go back and you grab some of your quests, right? And you like, maybe you go do your normal and your nightmare resistance quest. Maybe you hold off on your hell resistance quest because it's a little bit difficult. And you go do your stat quests and stuff like that. It doesn't take you very long, especially in normal and nightmare difficulty when you're level 70. And once you've completed your quests, once you've done your little things, right? You then continue down the road. But this guy's talking about getting to level 93 before he respecs his character, or he said level 90. Level 90 is a really long ways away to spend being basically useless.
What do you wear? I mean, what do you do? I mean, that's the question, I guess, that got us, querying his play style as he's playing next to you. Like you said, you die because somebody else is messing around. And then you lost a lot of level.
But then the other thing is like literally he was playing at Amazon and he didn't even have points in the avoidances. Like he's dying over and over again, and we're like, do you have any points in the avoidances? And he's like, no. He's like, no.
No. But didn't know what it was. That's my query.
I told you it was really spicy up there. I told you. It was really spicy up there. I had to teleport out.
Where did I die?
If I hadn't teleported out, I might have died.
And you opened up the thing.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I know better.
Your body wasn't over there. Your body's right there.
I know. I didn't see it. I went like the wrong way. Heal all your full GBs.
I don't think he was trolling me. I really don't. Like, because he was
getting... He's not trolling you. He's been playing...
Because he was getting really emotional about literally me judging him not going back and getting his quests. Like, it's one thing to G-rush your character up to, like, level 70. That's a relatively easy thing to do. And I don't think most people are really going to complain about that. It's a whole other thing to level your character from 70 to 80 being useless. 90. And it's a whole other thing to level your character from 80 to 90 being useless. Like, you're basically just useless for the majority of your gameplay.
But didn't we start by saying that you were learning things in Nightmare and Normal? And here he's playing a character and he's not learning anything even from 15 creations of characters? That maybe there's a little better way to do it?
Honestly, if he's created 15 characters and he doesn't even know about the avoidances, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I've talked about them all the time on stream. I'm pretty sure I've talked about the avoidances every single time I played my Amazon.
I don't know. You know, there's plenty of people who are just in the game. I mean, I'm okay with a body, but you know, I kind of really don't expect somebody to just be standing there doing nothing. Even if I'm playing with my kids, you know, hey, you need some curse. You know, need some help. Be helpful.
And that's the part that really bugged me was when he basically said, he's like, well, I'm going to have all these characters leveled up to this level. And I'm like, but you didn't actually play any of them. Like, you G-rushed them up, basically, all the way up to the point where you could have equipped them and played them. But then instead of equipping them and playing them and going and grabbing your quests and turning it into a usable character, you basically just said you don't do that. And you just continue to play them as if they're basically garbage characters, all the way up to like level 90, which is basically your entire character. And then you put the equipment on them, and then you play them from 90 to 93.
Well, that's like somebody giving you a doctor's degree, and then you just go in and playing doctor. You know, they give you the degree, and you get the tools and the office, and...
I like to string these guys out, because they're a pain in the butt when they focus fire.
But you didn't do any of the hard work to figure it all out. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was an insult on, you know, his person or something. We're just saying, hey, there's maybe a better way to play than... I guess everybody has fun their own way. I
really don't know.
It didn't seem like fun to me. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't seem like playing the character. I mean, shit, how do you get past normal without dodge and evades? I mean, when you get him at 12 and 18, 1 point into him saves you, I don't know how many times.
I mean, and there also has to be a point where literally you're dying repeatedly is just hurting your leveling capacity.
Well, we were just talking about some random other person that was dying a bunch of times, and the progression of the game, and then it all ended up at, hey, dude, why you dying a whole bunch? You know, like, what's wrong? Because we have Dons, and they don't die like that. They're like magic. Woo-hoo! Hula dancers and shit.
The drama that I have to deal with on this server is almost not even worth it. Like, I've had people that literally just like spam me with messages, and they're like trying to be like my best friend, and then literally turn right around and just take items that I give them and sell them on JSP, and then lose their characters and literally come back and they're like, you know, crying because they lost their character. Only to find out later they basically took everything that I gave them and just sold it on JSP for Forum Gold. I had another guy who literally blew his freaking wig off because he lost a white Monarch shield.
Yeah, I was there. I was part of that whole lovely endeavor.
And literally we tried to offer him another white Monarch shield, and it was just like way too much of an effort. He wouldn't take our shield. He needed his shield. Like, it was such a big deal that he lost it. Like, even though it was a public game and he knew it was a public game, like, it's just like that. And that was just one of many examples of like the drama that's gone on the server. And I don't understand any of it. Like, every time it happens, like, I just want to, like... We had another guy who literally came in here and he literally tried to, like, get sympathy for... What was it? What did he try to get sympathy for? He tried to get sympathy for getting banned from the Diablo 3 forums. As I quote him, all he was trying to do was post a vulnerability on the forums of how people could steal money from other people's credit cards. And he was trying to get sympathy for posting this vulnerability on the forums, and I'm like, the reason why they probably banned you from the forums is because posting a vulnerability like that in the open where people can see it is more likely to lead to more people ending up getting exploited by this thing. If you don't think the hackers are trolling the forums looking for vulnerabilities and exploits to take advantage of, you're silly. And nothing that I could do could convince this guy that that was probably why he got banned. No, he was the white knight who was doing the right thing, and it was absolutely the right thing that he went to the forums and posted this information. And it's like every single time one of these things come up, it's so insane, and I just want to like pull my hair out because I don't understand how we even get this far in the first place.
Like I said, this person in particular tonight, I think I remember the exact day he became a kinship member. I remember that day running. It was a long day. That was very early in ladder, but it wasn't like day one. It was like a week into it. Oh, Kasim. I've got like 3 extra buttons on my mouse and teleporters on one of them, and sometimes I'll go the wrong direction and end up right in the middle of everybody. It happens.
And I don't pick on anybody. Like, I don't go out of my way to pick on anybody on these forums or on my Discord channel or on YouTube. It's like I just let things go. But like it was like the other day, literally.
Is a fang knife good for a plague?
Yeah, 3-socket fang knife works good for the necromancer.
Yeah, that's what Carter's looking to end up with. I wouldn't mind having one for my poison necro.
It's probably the best knife you can put on a poison dagger necro anyway.
Oh, he's got that other one. I don't know if the one with the 4-4-5 skills on it that are all poison skills. Seems kind of really good for that character. You know anybody needs a fire skills charm?
I am sure I will get crap about this one.
What you gonna get crap about?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's gonna message me and be like, "Oh, dare you put this person out who did this thing, and you were out of line, and you called him stupid." And
oh, I'm sure I'm gonna get dragged into it too because I was your brother, and you know we're both on here at the same time talking to him. I don't know. It's just not playing. I mean, it's about almost the same argument as that dude going to 99. I mean, yeah, it might be fun, but I don't know.
I wonder who's even still awake to listen.
Yeah, nobody's here listening to us.
Don't worry, it's on record.
Silks of Victor. I don't know if I should even keep that. I can't think of anybody actually using it.
It's great for low-level melees. It's because it has Mana Steel on it.
Yeah, but I mean, ladder's going to be over, and I don't necessarily need it for anybody.
Around 19 now, I guess.
Yeah, I got like a little level out of it, you know, between my dying. This is making fun of me dying too. No, I'm a badass Sork. I'm squishy, but I like to get right up front.
I always want to just like whenever this kind of stuff happens and somebody wants to be a douchebag and make a bunch of drama for no reason, I just want to just ban them, right? And I don't. Like, I usually don't because I'm kind of the soft-hearted kind of guy, and I'm like, if they want to come back and they want to behave, I was like, I'll let them. Like, and I usually do. And I cannot count how many times I have not banned somebody, and then they come back and just do the same exact thing again, and then I have to ban them. And it's like every single time I give somebody a second chance, like it's just like immediate ban the next time they show up. And so I'm like so tempted to just like get it over with and just say bye.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the person in particular. I mean, most of the people who have been really nice to me, like Squiddy and Henry, and I mean, they're like nice to everybody. So, and then they'll hit me up in chat or something, or they'll give me something, and they're like, "Oh, Ice Chunks, man, I didn't know. I played with you a bunch of times," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've got my Sork, or I'm looking for something for a Necro for Carter."
I mean, they'll get to keep their characters too. So
the GGM family, it's I think somebody mentioned that they were like, "Well, anybody else would have to trade for this stuff." Well, that's cool.
Oh, there's tons of high value items we've given away. It's a good rune. Make an obedience with it.
I found that really nice base, and we made the obedience, right?
Hey, these are pretty sexy. I don't know if you want these. They're not 20% IS, but they got lightning res. They got mana steel. They got +2 bow and crossbow. They're kind of sexy.
+2 bow and cross. Oh, they're not IAS.
They're 10% IS, not 20. But they. So basically, my internet went out and the stream died, and I thought the stream was gone, and it was out for quite some time, and then the internet just came back and did whatever the hell it wanted to do. So this is a completely unofficial stream. Hey, but you got to listen to Weirdo talk about his dumb butt stuff, which was what I wanted you guys to talk about anyway, right? That was what I came here to do, was for you guys to talk about the weird butt stuff. So, yeah. This was something that happened a long time ago. About a year ago, and it was just a joke basically at this point, because it's something that I go back to every now and then to talk about how like some people are just absolutely clueless when it comes to certain things. And if you guys watch this entire thing, because I'm pretty sure it was around I think just about the point where he died, which if you guys want this stream, this is it right here. Actually, hold on, let me rewind this. So he died to Grand Visor of Chaos right about here. And it was actually the death of, it was actually him dying to Grand Visor of Chaos, which triggered the entire thing. If you guys have ever died to Grand Visor of Chaos, which is really extraordinarily rare, it's usually because you're naked. But that's the link to the actual beginning of it right there if you guys came in late. I actually have to get to bed for work because I got work tomorrow. I did want to talk about this, but it's a little bit late for that. I guess my internet came back up at a weird time. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream officially this time because apparently it wasn't ended last time. Anyway, thank you guys and gals for watching and joining on this crazy, silly thing. And maybe I'll just like retitle this and like call it like the crazy guy with 15 G-rushed characters or something. I don't know. Think up a title and put it in the comments for me, because I need a good title for this video. As always, thanks for watching. And keep watching.